screen. Go back to my starting position. Welcome to Horsin Around, a Dumbass Cast, special edition, with one lovely guest this week. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
My name is Yash. I've known Nick since like middle school.
Yeah, I guess you have. That's fuck,
Yeah.
man. How long? How many? Was that 2009, 10?
Okay, so 2012 was high school.
Yeah, so I guess it'd be 2010.
Yeah, I guess it was 2009.
Yeah. Back when I was
crazy.
doing the Meow Mix thing nonstop for whatever
So you
reason.
do admit it.
I mean, I definitely, that was definitely a thing that I did. I don't know why.
Non-stop.
I was just insane. I think I was just fucking off my rocker. Yeah, this is good. This is our first episode of Horsing Around in person since quarantine started. We've got the 6 feet apart thing going on so you guys,
So
do
we
the
don't
same
die.
thing. Yeah. Fucking just stay safe out there, as I always say.
Is that the motto of the podcast? Is stay safe out
No,
there?
the motto is a dumbass cast.
Okay.
But I don't know. I usually end my streams by just saying "stay safe." I feel like that's a pretty nice and neutral thing to say.
Not
two
anymore.
friends sitting 6 feet apart because they're not gay. Thank you, Jack. Yeah, we got the
What did it
comments
say?
up there.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you're probably gonna need to squint a little bit, but yeah, we're back, and I don't know. Just wanted to do this. I'm home this week because I just wanted to see my fam and see some of my hometown friends, and then gonna be packing things up to move houses in a couple days. Moving out of my place in Rochester on Tuesday, I think, and then moving into a new place on Wednesday for my full-time work.
When do you
So,
start working?
The 27th is my selected start date. Although, again, I still don't know what I'm doing for my work. I emailed them like on Friday.
They haven't told you?
No, I
Wow.
I think that they don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Hey, Yash,
Hey, Mr. Mercadante.
your money's no good here.
Oh.
Alright?
Okay, I'll pick it up when we're leaving.
Alright, you can give that to, I don't know, whatever.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, his blood money's no good here. We
Money?
We
I just-
contracted him for an assassination, but we're not taking it now. So, yeah.
Why would I pay you for an assassinate if you want me to assassinate someone? Nick, you know nothing about the underground world of
Yeah.
assassination.
So you do know things about the underground world?
I know
He
that
admits it.
usually when you ask someone to do a job for you, they don't pay you for the privilege of doing the job.
Maybe you're just so honored by it. Or the person that we've contracted you to kill. But then you just kill them yourself. All right. Maybe I just didn't think the joke through well enough. All right. Damn.
Damn, wrecked on your own podcast within the first 5 minutes.
That happens a lot. Yash, man, you check out our backlog. It is a running trend. But yeah, we've been doing this for over a year now. We crossed the milestone for recorded episode. Recorded test episodes. We started doing like our first official episode was probably in end of August or beginning of September. But we started
Almost
doing
a year then.
Yeah. But we started doing test episodes in June when I was down in Maryland, just because I wanted to figure out a cast of people from Computer Science House that would be good, like a good fit together.
So did you do it over like Discord?
Yeah, we did it over Discord, which is ironic because that's what we've reverted to for quarantine. Is just doing episodes over Discord. I don't know how many we've done by now. It's been over, I guess, 2 months, so like 4 times 2, like 8 weeks. Probably, it seems like more than that though. So like 8 to 12 weeks worth of Discord official episodes now. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a wild ride, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing after this, because when full-time work starts up, again, that's another thing that I don't know what the situation is going to be, because I don't know what I'm actually doing yet. Like, I don't know how intense the work is going to be, so I don't know if I'm going to have like a lot of time to stream after work or not. I got to figure out what I'm doing up there. But this quarantine has been, I mean, a great motivator to get me to keep doing this stuff, because I've been doing like the daily shows and stuff, and you've been joining me on the
Oh, you
lasso
work on
runs.
the Daily Show?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah. I'm
crazy.
actually I am Trevor Noah. Surprise. In Whiteface. You never saw it coming, but here we are. Yeah, but the fucking Reach Lasso stuff has been great. Hopefully we can get back to it soon now that Brad's
Oh yeah.
copy of the game works again, I guess.
Somehow.
Somehow,
Just fixed
miraculously.
itself.
He needs to get a new computer, as do I, but like he really needs to get a new computer.
He said that Matt, like from high school, was like trying to sell him like a computer, and I was like, Brad, this is way overpriced. It was like $500 for like a 1060, I think.
Just the 1060
No,
or
like
the whole
in the
computer around
case,
it?
but like I don't know if it came with peripherals or not. But like the 1060, it's not like terrible, but like it's outdated for like $500.
Yeah, $500. But like if he's giving him the whole PC, then I'd say that's like if the processor and the like power supply, the PSU power supply unit matches the graphics card, I could see it totaling up to $500 possibly.
I think Brad though, he's like finally got some money, so I feel like he shouldn't spend
Settle.
it on something that's going to be outdated again.
Yeah, that's
very
true.
soon.
It's like 1060. Like I've got a 1070, and that's sort of reaching maybe not end of life, but it's definitely the newer games I can't run on top quality settings anymore. So I want to build a new computer that'll be able to run Cyberpunk at silky smooth quality.
I have a laptop that has a 1060, but like I don't think the graphics card is like really the issue on mine. It's that like it overheats
Oh, yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Like, I have like the like temperature, right?
Yep.
So when I play Overwatch, I get to like 90 Celsius,
Oh,
which is
no.
like 200 degrees.
That's like you start to melt components if you keep it consistently that high.
What happens is like it used to like crash a lot. I mean, it still crashes. It still crashed one time after I started doing this.
Yeah.
But what I do is like I'll prop it up on like a ream of paper and like leave it for like a few minutes to cool down between every single game.
What happens if it seems like that's at a temperature where you could just start igniting the fucking paper? Like, I guess it needs a spark.
So far,
but...
it's been okay. Initially, I would just hold it up,
Uh-huh.
and then I like saw a ream of paper, and I just like propped it up on that.
Yeah, your laptop must be fucking huge if it has a whole ass 1060 in it. Like,
I mean, it's a mobile that like
oh, like a mini.
Yeah,
Or,
so
like,
like up
whatever.
until, I mean, like I think nowadays like the current graphics cards from like Nvidia are like supposed to be like almost like desktop grade or something.
Uh-huh.
But you know, like it's like a like 1060 like laptop, like all the Nvidia like at least from the 1060 line,
Yeah.
like were like there's separate ones for like laptops. So like putting like a full desktop GPU into a laptop is like insane.
Mm. Yeah. No, but then like. So like I when you said 1060, I thought you meant like full on 1060, but it's not.
No, it's like 1060 Junior. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Which is like I was trying the other day to like try and figure out what like I think I've got like a 920M inside of mine,
Mhm.
and I was trying to see because I got Dead by Daylight recently from the Steam Summer Sale.
Like the horror movie game.
Yeah, yeah. And I was trying to get that, or I was trying to see if I could run that decently on the laptop. Spoiler alert, can't. It's gonna be shitty. But like trying to figure out what the comparable like actual GPU is next to like when you're putting in your mini laptop version is so fucking hard. Like there's websites that'll be like, here's this game can or can't run on the mini, but then I just want to see if it can, what its equivalent is in terms of like regular graphics cards. But I guess comparing them like that is difficult. Like it's tough to, it's like apples and oranges apparently. But I don't know. I am no computer tech expert. I only
You're
do the
not?
software. I'm a software guy. That's hardware stuff. That's a whole another realm.
Yeah, I don't know much about it either. Like, I'm not great with technology, but I just like buying things. Like, I didn't buy any of that stuff, but like I just like learned about it because I
Uh-huh.
like learning about stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's this one YouTuber I watch a lot, Dave 2D.
Okay.
He's really like his videos are really good, and like
Mhm.
they're like I said, like I'm not buying any of this stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
Fun
just
to
like really
watch.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like less, I guess, like I don't know, it's more approachable than like something like Linus Tech Tips, and it's like I don't know, I think he's just like
It's interesting you say
Really
more
helpful.
approachable because Linus Tech Tips seems like the main tech guy that I hear about on YouTube.
Yeah, I would say like it's him and like Mark. Whenever I think about his name now, I call him Mark Ass Brownlee, because like from like that's how Will Smith said his name, like Mark Ass.
Why was Will Smith saying his name? What was?
It was like for YouTube Rewind.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like I don't even like it was really dumb, like the whole.
Was
thing.
that really? Yeah, the whole cringe YouTube Rewind. And then, dude, the fucking was that 2018's YouTube
I think
Rewind?
that was last year's, wasn't it?
No, 2019. The only thing that I remember that was it couldn't have been last year's because I know that YouTube Rewind happened. Everyone hated it. It was like the most disliked YouTube video ever or whatever. But then the following year's YouTube Rewind was just they didn't try at all. They just did they did like Watch Mojo's top 10s of like different categories.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Because they were just like, look, if you guys are just gonna shit on everything we do, we're just gonna give you a top 10 list and be done with it.
Maybe just don't be bad at what you're doing.
Right, exactly. It's just like, look, you can try and do something, but like, don't make it really shitty. Like, I don't know.
It was the most pandering like possible
Right.
video too, because it was like they asked each person,
Mhm.
you know, I'm using like air quotes, like what do they want to see in Rewind, and they like tried to be like woke, and like they like tried to cover like all these different languages and stuff, and like there's no problem with like like. I mean, I don't like the term woke in general. There's no problem with like being woke or like taking a positive
being
stance
a
on
woke
social
bae,
issues.
as Ian McGregor would put it.
Being a woke bae.
Did you never read that article?
No.
Oh my god, there was just like some fluff piece article about how Ian McGregor was just like not understanding modern terms at all, and he just went out and said, "I'm a woke bae and I love it." And it's just like he doesn't. Those terms just go mashing together was something that really stuck with me. I love it.
I'd expect nothing less from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Is he gonna be reprising his role
Yeah,
in
there's
like a
an
Disney
Obi-Wan
Plus thing?
TV show.
And is he gonna be Obi-Wan?
I mean, yeah. I mean, they bet like yeah, he's gonna be. Like, can you imagine if like Alex? Is it?
Look.
It's Alexander Guinness or McGinnis? It's McGinnis, right?
The
the
one
original.
from he's dead.
Yeah, I know, but can you
He's
imagine if
very
they like
dead.
brought him back?
From the dead?
Like they just do like a Tarkin from Rogue One, where it's just like
God.
CGI him in.
Oh no.
I thought
no.
Tarkin was okay. Like everyone was
I didn't get bugged out by him too much, but like
Leia looked weird.
when Ewan McGregor is right there, like you can't not use him, But I mean, they fucked up Solo, right? You had that one actor that you thought would have been perfect, and then they just picked some other.
Yeah, there was this guy who looked like. I mean, like he looks like he's been not Han Solo. He's been Harrison Ford before, like a young Harrison Ford, because he looks
like
just like him.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was some movie when like it was like old version, young version, old version, young version.
Okay.
But he looks just like him. Like it's like ridiculous. And like I think if the movie was good,
the other actor would have been fine, but then
yeah,
the movie
but, like,
was bad.
Nothing about him seems like Han Solo. Like the way he acts. Like, because there can be characters that they're different, but they like have a vibe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like you can connect them.
Yeah.
And like I did not get that vibe here at all.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had like an argument on Reddit the other day about like the Han Solo movie.
Don't get into arguments on Reddit, dude.
I mean, it's okay. It wasn't like I just said like here's why like the movie was not like why people don't like them, because someone was like people only hate the movie because it came after The Last Jedi, so they were just like in an angry mood.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
I was like that is definitely not why.
No.
And like the
Fuck
issue
off.
is. So like I mean like here's what I'll say about it if like anyone likes the movie is like if it was not about Han Solo it would have been like a maybe like a decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really liked the train scene a lot. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But
there are cool set pieces in it.
yeah, and like some of the designs are pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
But like making it a Han Solo movie just made it suck because like it kind of takes all the cool stuff about Han Solo and it like kind of makes it all lame.
Mm-hmm.
So like one thing is that like first of all his name, right?
Come
on.
Yeah, like I think I know where you're going with this, and I think the way I feel about it is like they railroaded all of the things that are like iconic about Han Solo, including the dice that like just came up that were just like a thing in The Last Jedi that weren't really important, but it was just like
no
this
one
is
noticed
Han's
the
thing.
dice before. At least I never noticed.
No,
that he had
no, I don't
dice.
think anybody did. But then they made a huge thing about it in this movie, and I was just like, why? it's dice, dude. It's a hood ornament. It's like the fuzzy dice, but just in space. You know?
Can you imagine if, like, in like a Harry Potter movie or something, it was like Dumbledore's like hair tie for his beard or something became like a relevant accessory?
Fantastic Beasts 3, they might as well just do it because it's basically turning into a Dumbledore, fucking Dumbledore x Grindelwald like backstory thing more than it is about the Fantastic Beast or where to find them.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second one, but I heard it was like it was not about like the characters in the first movie, which I really liked the first movie.
I thought it was okay. They were again another thing where there were cool moments, but I felt like overall it was just like okay. I would love, honestly, like if you could just do a whole series about like American wizarding school, I would be much more invested in that. I guess I'm more about like how you get brought up in this world or go all in on something, right? If you're gonna go all in on Fantastic Beasts, then I would imagine that primo version of that movie would be like globetrotting, just like going around the world to where these animals are actually found and then seeing how they interact with the people in those environments and then how do they interact with muggles in that space because we see like you see muggles in Britain or whatever in the UK and you see nomads in New York City, but then there's a whole world, right, full of wizards and witches and then muggles. But then if you're going to make a movie about Fantastic Beasts that are supposedly also all over the world, then you should take that all over the world. I shouldn't be just following in New York City, which is, the least nature place in the world, which I guess they use for like sort of a juxtaposition kind of thing in that movie, but
yeah.
I love the time that was spent inside of his bag where they had at least the habitats that were supposed to look like where those animals were supposed to live.
Well, I think for me, like, I think the characters, like, really made me like the movie. And, like, I thought it was really cool to see kind of, like, just, like a slice of life, like, of, like, what, like, being a wizard is. Like, I don't think they can actually do, like, a global thing. Because J.K. Rowling did not think the world out, like, at all. Like, it does not make sense if you, like...
J.K. Rowling hasn't thought out a lot of things. She makes the wizards and witches shit themselves until the fucking 1800s because they didn't think to put in modern plumbing.
Like... It's just, like...
Which also doesn't make sense because the Chamber of Secrets had to exist since, like, the school's founding, right?
Say that, yeah.
Like, oh my god. She just says things. I saw a funny post on Twitter at one point because all the recent stuff about her being transphobic is blowing up.
She's just everything about her is just all been downhill.
Right, but people are like, why are you following this woman? Like, what are you expecting her to say on Twitter at this point? Like about Harry Potter? Like, you are expecting to find out about his shoe size or whatever? Like, why are you following her in the first place? What is she going to say that hasn't already been said about Harry Potter?
I mean, apparently she said a lot of things.
Yeah, but none of them good, right? It's not like anything anybody wants to hear.
It's not.
So...
Like, I don't even read... I haven't read the books, right? Like, I've just seen the movies. But I read the first book, which was good.
Yeah. They're all good. They're good books. It's just like...
I was just a hipster. Like, I didn't want to read them because everyone was reading them. That's, like, the most hipster thing I think I did ever.
Did you read some other, like, YA novel instead, like Percy Jackson or whatever?
I was, like, the first person, like, in my school... At least in my age group to, like, read Percy. Like, I read it in, like, 2nd grade, I think. Mm-hmm. And then it became big in, like, 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was the Percy Jackson expert. And, like, everyone came to me
with Percy Jackson lore
questions.
master.
Yeah, it's like with Worm now, except Percy Jackson back then. Mm-hmm. For the record, Worm is just like a book that me and a few of my friends have read. It's like really long.
Worm
I would not
is an
recommend
inescapable topic. Also, if you didn't already realize, Yash is also the DM for the Weaver Dice campaign that I've been streaming on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And we'll at some point start. I posted about like this Wednesday's character creation session, and I was like, this is the final one.
I forgot to text
hopefully. Pat. Oh my god, text him after the show.
Yeah, shit.
But people on like multiple occasions were just like, again, like this character creation has gone on incredibly long.
Like, that's the problem. Is like Worm or Weaver Dice is like different from like D&D,
right?
In that like there isn't like a preset thing, and you can just choose the options. Mm-hmm. You know, like in like D&D, it's like, okay, I want to be
a wizard.
You know, yeah. Like I want to be like half elf wizard,
Yeah.
right? Or like a tiefling hunter
Mm-hmm.
or something, right? Or sorry, ranger, not
Yeah.
hunter. But it's like you can just choose things, and then you can write your own backstory, and then we just will go over like stats. But
Yeah.
like for this, we have to come up with a new power for each person every time,
Yeah.
and it takes a while to kind of think of a power that's not garbage.
But not, and also not like garbage in the sense of not underpowered and also not overpowered.
Yeah, there's like a few things that need to not be garbage, right?
Yeah.
Power level,
Yeah.
right? So that it works in the game.
Yeah.
Like being fun to play,
Yeah.
right?
Good
Like,
mechanics, like
Yeah.
useful mechanics in the game.
Like
And
it shouldn't just be like it shouldn't be like with like let's say like Winston in like Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just like you just hold down the button and that's it. Like there should be like some kind of like aspect of like skill involved, and like that will make it fun for you to play.
Yeah.
And
But I like playing the fire and forget characters in Overwatch. I love, like, I realized all my mains in that game were just, like, AoE or just, like, fire and forget. So Junkrat, Mei, Winston,
they can take skill if you like.
yeah, they can. There is skill involved, but, like, as far as, it's not, like, an ADS kind of, like, focus fire kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a lot going on with Weaver Dice, and I've enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool game system. From now that we've gotten to see the actual character sheets and start to mess around with how that all works. But I also like just having a completely unique power every time you make a character.
That's pretty
It just
cool.
does take a while.
Yeah. I'm
to get it
honestly
right.
more worried about like what I'm gonna do for NPCs. Because
Yeah.
like they also have to have unique powers too,
Yeah.
and
but
like
you
there's
could-
no
for
one else
those-
to do it except for me.
I mean, like, I don't think the people who have Red Worm are going to fault you if you just start, like, borrowing some of their powers or, like, just, taking them and then twisting them to fit your needs better or be less powerful. Because I'm assuming most of the named and prominent characters in Worm have pretty unique and powerful ones.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna steal some from like the past. Like, there's this one character that's really cool in the book. His name is Kaiser.
Mhm.
He's not related to Brad. He is like he's the head of like a neo-Nazi group.
Oh, okay.
His power is so sick though. So he can just like make up like metal like appear out of like any surface.
Okay.
So like he'll make himself like a suit of metal armor just like by pulling metal out of the metal that he has already put on himself.
So you can infinitely generate metal?
It looks like it. I mean, like in Worm, like powers are sort of like tied to like it's like exerting physical effort.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So like you can't like it's not like you can just like it's not super duper easy all the time.
Mhm.
But like his power is really like cool.
Yeah.
And he had it like so his dad was like so he was like the first like head of the neo-Nazi group, and he was like one of the first like big kind of like crime bosses in the city before like in the old city, because powers only started in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, I hope my character's timeline lines up with that. I think it does.
I mean,
With my
it's-
character being
it's
45 years
2011.
old.
We can just make the age, like you can just fudge the like the trigger age.
Okay.
So like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like 18 or wait, what was your trigger?
The
parents
the hunting incident.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I said I triggered at 15, and I'm 45 now, so
30
that's
years.
30 years minus 30, 2012 minus 30, so 2010 minus 30 would be 1980, 1978. So I guess
Just make
yeah,
it
I'll
like
just
19
delete it.
or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
But it's his so like that the guy though, like Kaiser, he had a sister that was killed, but her power was she could like make weapons appear in the air, like
Mhm.
like high above, and then like direct them
Oh, they
down
just
to like hit people.
Fall on people.
Yeah, like an airstrike, but like with swords and spears and stuff. Like I think I'm gonna like bring that power back, because like no one really knows about it from like you have to like
Yeah,
have
really.
like looked it up
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
So I'm gonna try and snag powers from here and there. Like I have my own like powers that I've generated over time, but
Yeah.
I've been working on like my own projects. So like I
Mhm.
don't want to throw them on here necessarily, just because like it'll be less novel. Like
Yeah,
when mine
I think
is
something that you
shown.
could do as a game master is like, since these are the powers are like sort of the crux of this universe in a way, and like they're so unique and they are so interesting and varied. Like all of our powers, like we obviously created them out of thin air, and they're all case specific. I would say maybe like when you're designing encounters, save like if maybe save like one cool powered person for like a boss kind of deal. Don't try to overexert yourself by trying to fit a bunch of powers into every fight. Obviously, like maybe it's a tough balance you want to strike, because then if you don't put some powers in, it might get too easy for us. But at the same time, like knowing how much effort goes into figuring out powers for villains and stuff.
Ooh, I think it gives me an idea. I'm just gonna write it down.
Yeah, go for it.
You can keep talking. I'm listening.
But like stuff like that, it's you gotta find the right balance for combat, and then not stressing yourself out. Because I know it's very easy for dungeon masters and D&D,
I've been really stressed out.
or game makers. Yeah, like because I did it for a little bit, and I I envy anybody who's able to do it so readily. Because you've got to just plan so much shit out, because you just don't know what the players are gonna do. I think a really good DM is able to just improv really well.
Yeah.
I think the same goes for the players, but the DM to a greater extent, because they have to create the rest of the world that the players play in. I've been watching Critical Role just started back up, the one really popular
With
D&D
Matt
stream.
Mercer?
Yeah, with Matt Mercer. Matt Mercer, I think, is probably
He's
should
the
probably
DM, right?
Yeah, he's the DM, and I should probably expose myself to more DMs, but he is one of the greatest, I think, in that regard, of just being able to, like, one, craft this immense world with all this lore in it, and then at a whim be able to change things on the fly based on what the players do.
Do they do homebrews, or is it?
Yeah, it's all homebrewed.
Okay.
He actually just recently published with Wizards of the Coast, which is the makers of the
Oh, I know. Yeah, they make
D&D.
Magic the Gathering too.
Yeah. They published a player's handbook for the homebrew world that he made. So he made this, like, which I guess is like a dungeon master's dream, if they write up like a whole backstory and world and stuff, to have that published by Wizards of the Coast must be huge. But I think he's one of the greatest in that regard. I have also been watching The Adventure Zone. Do you know the
I've heard
McElroy
of
brothers?
it, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, that one is also really good. But I think the dungeon master in that setting, which is, I think Justin is the dungeon master.
Oh, I know Justin. He's my best friend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just Justin.
Just him.
Okay. But he's much more of like an intricate storyteller, where he will sort of railroad players into certain situations, and like there is combat and there is puzzle solving for them to do, but it's all funneling back into one sort of main thread that he's more so controlling than the players are. The players are happy to tag along because it's a really good story that he's telling. And I don't necessarily want to say it's bad, but it's definitely different, and I think, I don't know, I think it takes a lot more to be able to react and change everything based on what the players are doing. But, to each their own, so, like, and I think no matter what, as long as everybody's having fun, that's what counts.
Oh, no, that's the one thing I didn't factor in.
Oh,
was
shit,
fun.
well, damn, I guess we're all fucking donezo then.
Oh, yeah. I think, like, so this is... I've never DM'd before, and honestly, like, I've played D&D once, but I played for, like, 3 weeks in college, and then I had to, like, stop because I didn't have time. And because I was very poorly... I had bad time management.
Yeah.
And all my classes were at night.
Even with good time management, D&D is like a real time commitment, and when you've got a full course load going on, it's hard to maintain it.
Especially when it's on Tuesdays.
Yeah. And then you have to wrangle everyone in the party to all have the same free time, which is so much harder as you get, greater than maybe like 3 people. It just gets exponentially harder with each extra person.
This is honestly the ideal time to, like, start something.
Right. Yeah.
And I think, like, so for me, I did know about D&D, and, like, I knew a bunch of stuff about it. Just like I know a bunch of stuff about lots of things that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Right? And
The surface level knowledge of many things.
And so I was, like, excited about that going in, and then, like, Weaver Dice was completely different. And, like, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out if I could, like, combine the two.
Yeah.
And I just gave up.
Yeah.
And I gave up so hard. I'm using, like, the light rules instead of the regular rules, because it's, like, it's less complicated, and, like, it's easier for us to, like, get it done and to, like, approach it.
Yeah.
But the campaign itself also is, like, this is like I said, this is like my first time, so
Mhm.
I'm trying to make it so it's like it's not super complicated, and like it's not super long. It's definitely longer than the character creation portion. That would be disappointing if it wasn't.
Mhm.
But like I wanted to kind of like I wasn't really because it's also kind of difficult to do it in like a maybe like a normal campaign sort of way because it's not this like there's no monsters.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just people that
Yeah.
you're fighting against.
It's
yeah.
just people and you're in a city.
Yeah.
Right. And I chose Detroit because Detroit's like really awful. Like no offense to anyone from Detroit, but
I don't
like-
think any of our 2 viewers are from Detroit, so you're probably fine. But when they go back through the archives years later, when the show blows the fuck up, you're done. So you're getting canceled.
I'm never allowed in Detroit again.
Yeah. Have you ever been into Detroit? You're talking shit. Have you been to Detroit?
I'm never allowed in Detroit, like to begin with, I guess.
Damn. Okay.
The one guy that listens is like the mayor of Detroit.
Fuck, man. He's got bigger things to be tackling right now.
I think anyone in Detroit has a lot of big things to tackle.
Yeah.
It's a rough place to be in.
Yeah.
But that's why I watched this video about like the private policing in Detroit, which is what kind of inspired the idea. Because I was like really trying to think of like an idea for a long time, and I was like, I'm not gonna have anything when it's like time for us to start doing this.
Yeah.
And then like the week before, I think it finally hit me, and I just did like a 3-hour recording session to like put out all the details.
Do you listen back to your own like recordings? I know you do that a lot, where you record yourself. Do you just like listen back to it and then jot things down, or like?
So trying to jot this down has taken so long. Like this one, like the total recording is like 40 minutes.
Mhm.
Like after like a lot of time though, like I was like trying to figure out what I'm gonna put in.
Mm-hmm.
But just like jotting this down is taking forever. Like I think what I'm gonna do, like I was gonna buy a new phone.
Yes.
Like not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like I still have my old iPhone with me, with the screen like shattered.
Nice.
Because like I type like handwritten notes or
Yeah.
well typed notes like in this, and I do
Mhm.
voice notes on my new phone. But the thing is, I was thinking about getting a Pixel, but
Mhm.
the new Pixels don't have a headphone jack.
Okay.
But they did have this feature, like it's like they have like a special chip in like from Google that allows it to like transcribe like voice notes in real time.
Yeah.
And you can like do like a word search from in like voice notes to find like a specific time stamp. And I was like, I think headphones is like a bigger deal for me,
Really?
and I really regret that decision.
Yeah.
One thing is like all my headphones are broken, as you know.
Yeah. So then, what's even the?
I mean, they're broken now. They weren't broken then. But the other thing is that, like that would have saved. Like I'd rather just deal with the dongle of like adding that for like a headphone jack rather than have to. I literally have probably over like 1,200 notes on my new phone, and then there's like a bunch on my old phone, and I maybe have like nearly 2,000 like written notes maybe.
That is insane, dude.
Yeah, they're not all the same length. Like so, like it'll like some are short, some are like really long.
Yeah.
I think the longest voice note was like 3 hours total. But like I remember it's like I get stuck on tangents a lot, which like I do that as a person.
Yeah.
But like when I'm doing like yesterday or the day before, I always have trouble going to bed on time because what I realized the day before yesterday was that I'll go to bed like I'm gonna go to bed at 3. Like let me go down and like get my water and stuff and go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I'll start a voice note. That's supposed to be like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then like I'm talking for like 2 hours because like I'll get like it was just supposed to be something really like simple.
Yeah.
Which is about like one character can control ice. And it was like here's an ability she can have.
Yeah.
And then I was describing then her power isn't to like freeze people. Like she can move ice though. Like she can make ice, but she can like move it like as if like she has telekinesis, right? It's not just like making ice.
Yeah.
Like Elsa. And I was like, she can coat her arm then, right, like in ice, and then she can punch really hard because she's moving the ice with her mind, so it's not just muscle.
Okay.
And then I was like, wait, that would be really bad for her joints, right? Because that's like more muscle, that's like greater than the muscle power.
Oh, you're overthinking it, dude. People
then I was
would have
like-
just accepted that and just let it slide.
But see, then I realized everyone would have massive joint damage.
Yes.
in this whole story.
Yes.
And so
Turns
then I
out
was like,
superpowers aren't real, and if they were, people would not
Well, see-
be able to use them well.
so like in Worm, for example, right? It's like all the powers are like kind of like designed to work. So like, you know, if you're like, oh, but this wouldn't, like, so like for example, you know, when it comes to like teleportation or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like time travel, people are always like, well, see, the Earth is moving through
Yeah,
space,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like you're getting teleported into the void.
Mm-hmm.
But like if someone is designing the power to like not be stupid,
Yeah.
right? They're like, yeah, I'm tying this specifically to Earth,
Yeah.
right? So like in Worm, it kind of like makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
In this, it wasn't like not even everyone like has powers. But like the thing is that they've been like active for like they don't really age.
Mm.
Like some of the characters.
Okay.
So they've been like fighting, like they've been like warriors or whatever for like 50 years, right? And like just soldiers like now, right?
Mhm.
And they're like few tours of duty, they get like massive like, you know, like
PTSD
joint damage and yeah.
joint damage.
And I was like, these people are fighting for 50 years, like they might not even have knees anymore, right? That's like crazy. And so I was trying to like think about that. And then like I got like down a huge rabbit hole as usual. And then at the very end, I'll loop back around and be like, okay, so the ice power. After like 40, actually, I think I spent over an hour yesterday. Maybe like an hour 20.
Uh-huh.
It was really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I get stuck on tangents. And I don't even know I started talking about this. What were we talking about?
You're just talking about DMing, writing down ideas for the campaign.
Oh. Okay.
Stuff like that. Yeah. I'm
the
forgetting
voice
it.
chip. That's what I was talking about, like transcribing notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
so-
just always you just write a lot of shit was what I was saying then.
Yeah, and it's hard because the voice notes are usually like there's like a lot of stuff in there, right?
Yeah.
That's like it's like jumping around a lot, like ice powers, joint damage, healing,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, medicine,
Mhm.
immortality, getting funding for expeditions. Like it's like really like boop 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 boop. And that chip would have been really helpful. I've actually considered like just trying to like buy like a Pixel anyways, even though I just got this new phone like
Yeah. What are you gonna do
in
with all the old notes
November.
that are already on your new phone?
Yeah, I think I'm going to. So I think I'm going to stop trying to transcribe like the campaign,
Yeah.
and because I think I'm going to buy a transcription service anyways. Like just pay for one, because like I just can't. Like I physically cannot. Like if I'm going to get one anyways in the future, like I might as well just get it now and do it for the campaign as well.
Yeah.
Because like there's no way I can transcribe like 1,200 voice notes
Yeah.
when some of them are like an hour long.
Yeah, I think you just gotta like work on just cutting it down to what matters. Like I can't fathom what Matt Mercer does to like keep track of all, because he has a similar thing where he's like goes and builds out like there's 2 different continents and they're like he's running his second campaign now. Both of the campaigns take place in the same world, but one's on a different continent and because like when you reach level 20 in D&D, you're like almost gods,
Yeah.
So the effects of their campaign is starting to have ramifications in the second campaign. Characters that were like major characters from campaign 1 are starting to like show up in campaign 2.
That's always really cool.
Because of and that's huge. So like keeping track of all that stuff is insane. But I think it's more about like you can go on tangents about like what one specific character would do, but I think you have to focus on what is occurring at the moment, and then just like keep like a little tab on it and be like, oh, actually, this character showing up here would make sense and would be cool, and then you can bring that in and then flesh out how they got there after the fact. But then just having them show up in the first place can be just like an on the fly kind of thing, which I know easier said than done, obviously, but like you can overwhelm yourself if you try to cover for everything, and so it really comes back to being on the improv grind and just starting small and then blowing up as things get along.
Yeah, try not to get too specific. Like I have like a framework of like what's generally happening, and then the way you guys kind of approach it is kind of up to you.
Yeah.
If you guys like fuck up though, like you could fuck up.
Right. Yeah. It's like for our player knowledge, it's just we have been hired by a group to fuck shit up so that people then hire them to help them unfuck shit up.
Using too many pronouns.
Yeah, but like
too many thems. People. Okay, so you
there's
guys are hired. You guys are
right, but
mercenaries.
that's all the knowledge that we need, right? It's just like, okay, we're bad guys because we've been hired by some organization,
a security company
that will pay us. Yeah, that will pay us to do bad things and
to create demand.
To create demand, and that's all we need to know. And then from there, we could just be like, you could just say your boss has given you an assignment to do X. There can be 1,000 things behind that thing, but behind that contract. Sorry, yeah, you're right. I am using too many pronouns. There can be 1,000 things that come up behind that contract being assigned to us, but we don't need to know that, right? We will just go in, be like, okay, this is the job. We're gonna try and do it to the best of our ability, and then you throw wrenches in as you see fit.
Did you say that because you have a wrench?
No.
Ranged weapon.
I can't believe I'm the only one that. I also
can't believe you're the only one.
I think I only threw that in because you also mentioned it while we were scrolling through the document, and I was just like, I don't know, man. I've got a wrench. That seems like something I would use. I wouldn't use. My character wouldn't use a gun, so. And they work in an auto shop that Nicole's character apparently also works at now, which I think is.
I like how every character is connected except for Pat.
Well, Pat just got the last draw, the shortest straw, and
honestly, I always had like Brad's character and Kyle's character like paired, like not like necessarily like in the story, but like their backstories are like the same.
Yeah. Their
powers are like the same. It's just like a different kind of flip of the coin.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So and also, like, Kyle's character has way more potential to be batshit insane, evil, crazy. Like,
Kyle's character is going to be important.
I want to see Kyle's character just like do some absolutely deranged shit with his emotional tethering. Like,
he's going to tether Thanos and then just destroy the world.
God, yes.
Oh my God! Hold on a sec.
Oh God.
Huh.
Put it on the back burner. Save it for another time. Just another little pin.
I had like later. Stuff that like my original idea. I didn't have like a full idea. I just had like moments, and none of them really made it into this because they don't make sense here. But
they could make sense later.
Yeah, so like after so this is like the initial campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys fuck it up at the end, then like it kind of depends on what you guys choose next time. Like for like what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
But I also make character profiles for each of you guys. Like I mean, like as like you guys as players, player profiles, not character profiles.
Yeah.
To like see like who can I manipulate to do like certain things, and like because like people act in certain ways, right? Like I had you for like a specific thing because like I knew you would do it, and like I thought that'd be really interesting to see what you would do in that situation because like you're generally like a good guy.
Yeah.
So it like if this goes well, right? Like I had to keep it smaller because like just. This is my first time.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully then we'll see some cool stuff. And I can't tell you what it is, I guess, because you might be playing it, so that sucks.
Yeah.
But...
The struggle of the game master having to keep everything secret from their friends and players.
That was the problem, is, like, I talked to Brad, and, I used to talk to Sam about it, like, when we would go climbing.
Yeah.
But I talked to Brad and sometimes Nicole about, like, some of the stuff that I'm writing, to, like, get their opinions. I talk about it too much, actually. It's, like, a problem. But
You can keep going.
Okay, yeah, but I can't talk to anyone about this to get any second opinions.
Yeah.
Which is, like, kind of, like, worrying. Because it's, like, you don't really know then.
Yeah.
When I said Cobra was the name of the company or whatever, everyone was like, ah! Like, everyone groaned.
Oh.
Which is good, because I, like, changed it to Shepherd literally, like, the day before.
Yeah.
But... That was close.
You could definitely like reach out. Like I guess you could turn to like Reddit if you really needed to. But then it's a matter of like, what if the players accidentally stumble into it? And so, yeah.
I mean, I know that Brad and Nicole both hate worms, so I don't think they're ever gonna go to a worm subreddit.
That is so funny that you have the two people that I know of consistently that you have lured into it, like just absolutely despise it now, and yet we're still playing. Like,
see, I despise it too, though.
Why do you keep talking about it then? Why do you keep...
Okay, so like here's
like
it's
like you're talking about like a car crash or something. Like you just like watch the disaster as it's happening.
No, it's not like watching J.K. Rowling's tweets. Like it's like a different thing, right? Like, do you know in Pokemon, like you know like Milotic?
I don't know what Pokemon is.
What? You've never played Pokemon?
Never heard of it. Doesn't exist.
I'm gonna kill you. You cannot pretend.
We are
Pokemon.
live right now, sir. When they pull you this up in court,
I
you're
can just
gonna
say that
be caught red-handed.
someone hired me and I paid them to kill you.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's how hitmen work, right?
Yeah.
But so in case anyone doesn't know, there's this Pokemon called Milotic that was introduced in the 3rd generation of games. And Milotic is like extremely rare because you can never catch it in the wild. You have to evolve it from this Pokemon called Feebas, which is this really ugly ass fish.
Yep.
And Feebas is impossible to find. Okay? So you have to catch Feebas, which only grows in like it can be found in one spot. Yeah. So in the game I played where I caught Feebas, that was in the 4th generation. There's one lake that it can be found in, and every day it'll spawn on only 2 tiles, right? Like if you think of it as like a grid.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to fish the entire lake, right? And it only has a 50% chance of appearing. So you have to fish the entire lake 2 times, possibly.
Wait, I thought it was only 2 tiles, though. Don't you only have to fish those 2 tiles?
Yeah, but you don't know where the tiles are.
Oh, they're 2 random tiles.
Yeah, and
they
it
just
changes
drop
every
in.
day. So, like, if you don't finish it, like, you can't space it out. 'Cause you have to do it in, like, one day, right?
Oh my
Or you're
god.
fucked.
Y'all talking Feebas slander. It sounds like some Magikarp gang shit.
Okay, but Feebas...
Feebas is much rarer. We're not really talking shit because it's a much rarer Pokemon.
Yeah,
than
I just said
Magikarp.
Feebas is ugly, which is, like, in the description of the Pokemon and, like, the Pokedex is that it's, like, ugly. But you have to, like, catch a Feebas, which is really hard.
Yeah.
And then you have to max its beauty stat. So, like they introduced Pokemon contests in the 3rd generation, which are, like...
right.
I don't even need to describe them because I don't really know what they are either anymore.
Dude, they're fucking great. I remember I finished like the contest mini story
Really?
inside of Alpha Sapphire when they did like the re-release of the Hoenn region.
I hated contests.
They made them a lot better in the re-release. I think. I don't think there were anything to write home about when they first came out. But yeah.
I was okay with them because it allowed me to to cook stuff. And then they see, this is what I was okay. I'll get there.
Let's go back to Feebas. Let's just go back to
this
Feebas.
is related to
Okay,
Feebas.
okay.
It like is directly after Feebas.
Okay.
So catch Feebas.
Yes.
Then you have to make these things called poffins, which are like
Yes.
little like muffins.
I thought those were Gen 4 though. Or are you talking about the Gen 4? Because you said you caught it in.
Yeah, I caught it in Gen 4, but I think poffins existed before too, right? Because you have to max its beauty stat, which
They might have had a different. They might have had a different way to do it. They had treats or snacks or something. I don't think they were Poffins. Poffins were a Gen 4 thing.
So for Feebas, you had to like max its beauty stat, right? So in Gen 4 at least, that was like you have to feed it these like treats that you have to make yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to get the right berries though to like make the right kind of Poffins. And you have to experiment like which one works best. And you have to like learn how to cook them the best way because you can only feed it a certain amount. Right? So if you don't max it out in that time, like if you make like bad ones or ones that are like mediocre, you're fucked. Like you just wasted all your time. And you have to catch another one. So
or you could breed it. You could breed it, right?
Feebas?
Yeah.
I guess you could maybe. I don't know. When I found the tile, I caught like 3 of them just in case. But with Feebas, I spent literally 5 hours fishing each tile. That's like the most boring, tedious thing I've ever done in my entire life, like bar none, right? Because it's just press the arrow, fish, press the arrow, fish, and you have to like pay attention, so like you just know like that it's there, right? Like if you just hear that, like if you just press B and it was a Feebas, you're gonna kill yourself. Like you're gonna be so angry.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't notice.
I think I've done that before, where it's a Pokemon I want to catch and then I back out of the battle. It's the worst. It's the worst. Also, yeah, he confirms it's Gen 4. You have to spin this.
Yeah, you did have to spin the
thing.
stylus. Yeah, it was all about like the tempo. If you
So
do it too fast,
game.
it'll what?
A little rhythm game.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. And so I mean,
Not
I didn't
as
like
boring
it, but
as going back and forth on 2 tiles.
yeah, so 5 hours of that,
Uh-huh.
and then I farmed berries and like tried practicing Poffins for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And gave him all the best Poffins I made.
Yeah.
Right, but for 2 weeks I would farm berries in Salacian Town, and like come and go, and like put some more berries in and like farm them, and it took 2 weeks after 5 hours, and then I had my Milotic, right?
Yes.
And like I hated it. But then I really liked it too. You know what I mean? it was kind of like fun and like a
masochistic motherfucker.
Sort of. yeah. It's like something about it just makes it feel kind of worth it, right? And then in Gen 5, they removed contests, and so they removed Poffins. And so there was no way to evolve a like a Feebas into a Milotic. So then they copped out, and they made it so you can just give it these scales, and then it'll evolve.
Oh, yeah.
And that pissed me off so much. Like, when I found out, like, last year, I think, and I was, like, so mad. Because, like, I spent 2 weeks on this motherfucker.
Yeah, I think Gen 4, like, has the hardest to catch Pokemon out of the entire series. Because there's that with Feebas. Mm-hmm. And then there's also Munchlax, which can only be caught... There's like
I tried really hard to catch a Munchlax.
There's like a 1% chance of catching Munchlax with the...
You have to put honey on a tree.
And it's a random tree. It's the same thing with Feebas where it's 2 random tiles, except it's a random tree, I think, across the entire, like, map of Sinnoh.
So there's, like, special honey trees, but it can be any of those trees.
Yeah, but
so,
it's
like,
just
you have to find
one.
which one is the actual one.
Exactly.
And it varies based on, like, your game.
Yeah, and it's based on the copy of the game. And then it takes, like, a couple days to even get them to show up on the honey.
Yeah, so you have to find the right tree by chance.
Yeah.
And you also have to get there in time to see the tree
right, because sometimes
shape.
they'll run away. Yeah. Oh my god.
I got so many fucking combi from that. Ugh. The worst.
I assume hardest being barring bullshit like Shaman and stuff. Yeah.
Well, Shaman was just an
Pokemon.
event. They just gave it to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't count event Pokemon.
There's like back then though. Some of the event Pokemon like you did catch. They would like spawn a dungeon.
What Pokemon were those though? I do remember getting Shaman and Darkrai.
Wait, maybe that was Gen 3 actually.
That was probably.
Do you remember
Gen
like
3.
trying? Wait, did you play Gen 3?
Yeah, that
like,
was the
did they
first one
have
I
the
played.
whole Braille thing in like the remakes?
I don't remember.
So to catch like the Reggie trio, which is Reggie Rock, Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel. There's like you have to dive underwater. I think first.
Okay.
To, like find the caves.
Yeah.
But before that, you dive underwater in a specific spot to find like this message that's just dots.
Oh, they definitely don't have that.
And it turns out it's Braille. And you have to translate the Braille. And then once you translate the Braille, it says like you have to get a Wailord and a Relicanth, which are really hard to get. Then you have to get those two in your party, and then you have to go to each thing. And like then, so you have to evolve a Wailmer.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you could catch a Wailord wild. I don't
think you could.
So.
I think it was only Wailmers. I didn't remember ever seeing a Wailord.
Relicanth was like rare too. I remember. It was a huge pain in the butt. Sorry, I sound on my phone. But yeah, like it used to be like Pokemon used to be tough.
Yeah.
Like they used to make you work for it, which was cool.
Was it though? Because that's hours of our lives that we're never getting back.
Yeah, but it's fun to do puzzles, right?
But it's not a puzzle. Like the Feebas thing is not a puzzle. It's just random chance, right?
Yeah, but it's... Oh, I was talking about the Reggie stuff.
Okay, yes, that is fun. I do agree that stuff they should...
But see, like, I don't mind, like, when they make you... Like, I don't mind making you work for, like, an interesting Pokemon, right?
You're unlocking memories I forgot I had about Emerald. Good.
Emerald was my first game.
Yeah, it was mine too.
Actually, I guess it was my second, because I got, like... So I remember in Leaf Green, specifically, I showed my cousin, who was, like... He was kind of like my big brother, and he loved Pokemon, and he was, like, I wanted to get it, because he had it, too.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, look, I caught a Pikachu, and I just shut off the game. I was like, where's Pikachu? And he was like, you're an idiot.
Where'd he go?
And, like, that's how... Because I know I did not do that in Emerald.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no, definitely... I mean, for me, Pokemon started as the trading card game, and I was just like, wait,
Really?
They made a video game based on the trading card game? Because when I was in summer camp as a kid, that was all it was all the trading cards, because those were cheaper than buying the fucking Game Boy. So all the kids... I think it actually started as Yu-Gi-Oh, but then people were like, these cards are too hard to read. The pictures are cool, but the cards are hard to read, so we're just gonna play Pokemon instead. And those cards have easy descriptions, and even then, I still don't understand how to play the card game, so I was just like, look at the pictures.
I think a lot of kids just collect them. Just
yeah,
to look at them.
the pictures are cool, so they just collect them. But then it turned into, from that, some people started to get the Game Boy and got, like... probably Leaf Green, Fire Red, or no, they probably got Ruby and Sapphire, and I think by the time my parents got me a Game Boy, Emerald had already come out, so they just got that one. And then that was my first one, and then I got, for some reason, we picked up a copy of like an ancient copy of Pokemon Yellow from like EB Games in the mall, and so I had that, and then I think after that it was the Sinnoh. Sinnoh was the first one that I was like, like hard into
You're
Pokemon by that
cognizant of
time.
what's going on.
Yeah. I went to the fucking release party for that in New York City at the Pokemon store, or I guess it's just the Nintendo store now, but
Just
that
not
was
a Pokemon
huge.
Center anymore?
No, it hasn't been Pokemon Center since like the 90s, I think. It's been Nintendo store for a while.
Oh.
But they do the Pokemon events there.
Imagine choosing Pokemon over Yu-Gi-Oh! Titties.
Bro, I was 5. I didn't care about titties then. Jesus.
I remember I tried to watch Yu-Gi-Oh!
I did too.
My mom was like, nope.
the one Yu-Gi-Oh episode, because I think the cable TV that we had back then was shit, so I didn't really get like 4Kids or whatever. I might have at some point, but I barely ever watched it. So instead, I would get a lot of shows through like DVDs and VHSs that my parents would buy for me.
Yeah, I have the Pokemon, I have the original series on VHS.
Yeah. And then the one episode of Yu-Gi-Oh that I actually had and I just rewatched over and over again was the one episode where they didn't have, it wasn't the card game, it was the dice game that they were trying to introduce.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Duke
that was kind of a cool gimmick, I thought.
But it was the episode that introduced Duke Devlin, which I only found out years later. He became like a mainstay character towards the end of the series. Like, he just rejoined after that episode with the main cast. My mom saw me reading Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, and the back said Bandit Keith was evil, so she shut that shit down. But he's American, bro! Americans can't be evil. Not the, like, summoning Egyptian demons. American Bandana Man was the bad part. Yeah, no, dude. Makes sense to me. I don't know. Your mom's logic sounds flawless to me, Lil.
I think it was more about the titties for me. Which is why my mom did not want to watch it.
That's fair. Dark Magician Girl was way too lewd for young children's eyes.
Yeah, that was an awakening.
God.
For me, I started Pokemon with the show.
Yeah.
Like, I loved the show.
Yeah.
And I watched it. I still remember, like, the Master Quest theme song, even though I haven't seen it in, like, at least 10, 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I started rewatching, like, not that show specifically, I've just been rewatching, like, the Pokemon, like, various anime.
Mm-hmm.
Sun and Moon came out on Netflix, like,
Oh, shit.
Like,
they
when
just
I
got
left.
the TV show, like, the shows they're just not on Netflix now?
Hmm?
Like, the Pokemon shows are on Netflix now?
Some of them. So, like, Indigo League is on, which is, like, a direct follow-up to,
The original
yeah.
series? Yeah. Or I
Sun
guess
and
it would have
Moon-
been... Was it following up Johto, or is it following
I think
up...
it was right after Kanto.
Oh, really?
I think.
So it was supposed to be like an interim piece between Kanto and Johto?
Like, I haven't seen the original series in so, like, maybe this person will,
Yeah, it's a friend of mine from school, Lul. Nah, American Yu-Gi-Oh! Was hella censored. Japanese Harpy cards are lit. Oh, okay, he's just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff.
I hate it when, like, my cousin would have Japanese cards, and I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'd, like, look at the cards, and I was like, I can't even, what is this about? Like, who is this?
You don't
It's
need
the same
to
with
know.
Magic cards, too.
Yeah.
Those are, like, my cousin has, like, some Japanese Magic cards that were, like, rare,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, how do I even know what this does? Like, you could just say anything.
Is Master League the one with the GS Ball and Tracy, or Master Quest?
Tracy is Indigo League, at least.
Okay.
He might be, I don't think he's there in Master Quest. I don't think. Master Quest has that, like, other person
Yeah.
who's, like, it's like an Ash, like, parallel. I don't remember their name, but I thought they were a girl, and they might have been a boy, actually. And they had a Pikachu named Sparky. It was like Pikachu, but, like, it had, like, some little hair.
edgier.
No, it wasn't edgier. It just had, like, its hair was, like, a little ruffled,
Uh,
which was cute. And it's like little Pikachu ear tips were, like, a little, like, the pattern was, like, a little, like, zigzaggy.
mhm.
So it was, like, and the person wore, like, a hat, too. I thought it was just, like, a girl Ash, basically.
No, I think that was a girl. Did she have like the weird like W-shaped hair
Maybe?
or something? I think I know what you're talking. That and it's like it was like the one thing that wasn't featuring Ash as like the main character, right?
No, she just would, like, they would just run into her sometimes.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else then. There was, it might have not. It might have just been in like a Japanese only thing, but I think there were at least shorts, if not like a whole series that was based on like the protagonists from the Johto games, but they were just like in a show instead, and it was like the dude had like Cyndaquil and the girl had Bayleaf or whatever. Yeah. I
Okay.
think.
Oh, that's
But-
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they also had those they had some they had a lot. There's like a lot of Pokemon manga that apparently is really good.
Yeah, it's really intense too. Apparently.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen an image of Scyther literally cutting a Arbok in half. Like, you can
Jesus
see
Christ.
like it looks like a steak, like a T-bone.
Yeah. Fucking. Oh, Bailey. Okay. Yeah. They. They always keep the fact that Pokemon like eat other Pokemon pretty down low, but like.
I mean, they say it a lot, but you don't see it. In
Right.
the
You
show.
never see it, and it's like, and then also when they eat food in the show, like I don't know if they ever eat.
They eat all the time.
They do. Well, yeah, and they eat, but like, do they eat meat? And then if
They
they're
eat like
eating
they
meat,
eat like dry like kibble.
well, no,
most of
not the
time.
Pokemon. I mean the people in the show.
Oh, so we see them sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Like in the new games, like so in Sun and Moon,
Mm-hmm.
or Ultra Sun, which is what I had.
Yeah.
There's like curry, or not curry. There's like a rice plate. Like they
Mhm.
call it like an Alola plate.
Yeah.
And it's like got like it's like clearly like meat,
Yeah.
like fish and stuff. And then in the new games, there's like curry,
Uh-huh.
because Britain, they like curry even though it's not from there. And
because if they got food from there, it wouldn't look good.
no,
I
it would not.
love
Apparently,
the running
the
joke that
food
British food is
from
bad.
Britain, like I was reading about this, so it's like really bland now
Yeah.
because of World War II. So
Ah.
during World War II, the government released like a cookbook, like to with like food stuff that.
They definitely ate cheeseburgers. Yeah, so like, did they take it? They might have taken that from Tauros meat. I could imagine that. Tauros Farms or something.
Miltank, yeah.
Miltank.
They specifically describe certain Pokemon as being eaten. Like
Mm.
in Magikarp's thing, it says like Magikarp is eaten,
Oh, okay.
and like Farfetch'd is supposed to be a delicacy.
Right. Yes.
You cook it with its own leek. Like it's pretty fucked.
That is pretty fucked up.
But they're pretty tasty. And then I think there's like a Galarian Farfetch now.
Yeah.
And like I think it's like a fighting type now.
Yeah,
And
because
it looks like
it's got a
really
little sword
mean.
in the shield. Yeah.
That's what it evolves into.
Oh, it evolves into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like I think it's like too angry for people to eat it. Like its leek is really big and it looks really mad.
This
Like,
guy's
I
too
think it
fucking
says
angry,
that they
dude. I ain't
can't
fighting
eat-
this.
Yeah, I think it says like they don't eat it.
Yeah.
It's too mad.
What was? So we started this by talking about Milotic. What did that have to do with Worm and the campaign?
So it's like Worm because Worm, like
Oh, right.
like
the
Worm,
sadism,
like
the
all of us kind of
masochism.
hate it, but like we like it, At this, it's like when you like, it's like with Star Wars, for example,
Uh-huh.
right? It's like Star Wars fans love to hate Star Wars, but it's because they care about Star Wars a lot. That they have these strong opinions. Like
Yeah.
like if someone doesn't care, right, they're not gonna have like much opinion. They're gonna be like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay, like who cares,
Yeah.
right? Well, like Star Wars fans are like, ah, like they're just like yelling all the time.
Yeah, I would say my mom is definitely one of those people that isn't super invested in anything, and like.
Don't you like Harry Potter a ton?
She likes Harry Potter, but like she doesn't follow J.K. Rowling's Twitter, so she doesn't know anything about that, and
Okay.
like it's just fun for her to watch, and also because it's like a set in stone piece of media now, like. J.K. Rowling can tweet whatever she wants, but the books are going to stay the same. The movies are going to stay set in stone. And I guess she does have opinions about like what the difference between the movies and the books, and I think she does prefer the books. But I think Lul would like this bit specifically because she watched Artemis Fowl on Disney Plus
Oh
recently.
god, has she read
and
Artemis Fowl?
Huh? No. And then she's like, "Yeah, I like the movie because it was just," and I guess that's the point. Like to the common denominator audience, it's probably a passable movie that's not like
Lowest common
harmless.
denominator.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, lowest common denominator. But then,
I can't believe you call your mom the lowest common denominator, Nick. What the fuck?
but yeah, here.
That's your mother you're talking about.
Lul read the Artemis Fowl books and loved them, and a couple, maybe this week or I guess last week, he was talking to me about it, maybe on a stream. I don't actually remember when specifically we were talking about it, but he was talking about how it fucked everything up, and I'm just, do you
Yeah, I
know about
haven't-
that whole situation?
I've read all the books except for the the 8th one or whatever, because like it took so long for the 8th one to come out. I outgrew it. I mean, like it's not like I am above reading like young books.
Yeah.
I just like lost interest, I guess, after the 7th book.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talk about it. Like there's this podcast I listen to called The Weekly Planet, like the Daily Planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only podcast I still listen to. Don't say the movie name. And they talked about it, and they're like, "Yeah, we only made it 15 minutes in."
Oh my
and
God.
they were like, so like, from our understanding, this is really different from the books, but we didn't make it far enough in to even say whether or not that's true. But it was like, first of all, like they're like, Artemis Fowl is just a cool kid. He's just surfing along. Like he's literally surfing.
The last one, the ending's so good.
Okay, I'll check it out. The first book was really cool though of Artemis Fowl because he's like a bad guy.
Yeah, he's the villain, and that's the whole point. This is what they
and they made him like the hero
tremendously. Yeah,
apparently, and like also like he's not like he doesn't really seem like Artemis Fowl like at all.
Mm-hmm.
And like just from the trailer when I first saw it, I was like, it seems really problematic to make Butler black. Because like the Butler family, it's not just like he's like his butler. Yeah. It's like the Butler family,
right? The whole family.
Yeah, they've been serving them for hundreds of years.
Yeah, and they all. Like,
Yeah, it's like this is very problematic. Like I don't know how you didn't think about this at all.
Yeah, I mean,
it really shouldn't be that hard to find like a really tall white guy.
Yeah, there are plenty of tall white guys out there that you could definitely have hired.
Come on, like it's really not that hard. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Some friends of mine, I might actually start reading the Percy Jackson series at some point because a lot of
people, you never read it.
I like started reading Lightning Thief and then it was very long and I
just
got bored. I remember that his mom gave him like blue jelly beans or something, and that was pretty much all I remember.
Oh my God. Yo, Outlaw 15, back me up here. Nick's an idiot.
I know. Friends of mine have also been telling me, like other people back up at school have been super excited because there's a new Percy Jackson TV series. Yeah. But that's also coming out on Disney Plus, apparently, right?
Yeah.
And so
apparently the author has like more say or something. Like Rick.
Okay.
I've actually met the author. I got my book signed by him.
Yeah.
That's why I am aghast that you have not read. Like I have my copy of The Lightning Thief. So I started with The Sea of Monsters.
Yeah.
Because I really like monsters.
Yeah.
I just saw it on a book fair table. I was like, ooh. Monsters.
You know, I think I actually did read an Artemis Fowl book that was like halfway through the series, but like when I was very young.
That must have been really confusing for Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. I could follow. I finished.
You haven't read it either.
Oh
my God!
But
I've read the Kane Chronicles. That's just embarrassing. Be ashamed of yourself.
Don't shame my viewers, please.
Your viewer.
There's 3 viewers.
Oh,
there's only one talking right now. But all I remember from the Artemis Fowl book that I read was that at the ending they were at some kind of nuclear submarine, and that was like that was like the climax was at this nuclear.
I don't
submarine.
even remember that.
It was probably because if you only read the first one, I don't think that was it.
I read all the Artemis Fowl books.
Oh, you read all of them. Okay.
Except for the last one.
Except for the last one. Maybe I read the last one. Who knows? Probably not because I was in 2nd grade. But.
That'd be amazing. Like, were you in 2nd grade 2 years ago?
Surprise! I'm actually just doing school again.
RIT was just a sham.
The cover. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I hope they don't fuck up the Percy Jackson stuff like they fucked up Artemis Fowl.
They already fucked up the Percy Jackson stuff.
Right, but so they don't fuck it up a second time. Also, it's a different group of people, it sounds like. So.
Yeah, I actually, like, in 7th grade, I got I tried to copy the hairstyle of that, like, Percy Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the actor. I just liked his hair. It did not work on me. It's really hard to style it like that unless, like, you're, like, a movie star.
Yeah.
Because
like, you have a staff of people that do it for you.
Yeah. Because, like, it's, like, barely, like, it's either, like, you just nail it or it's just, like...
fucked up.
Yeah, it's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But I loved the Percy Jackson books. Like, even though I got it, like, second, my copy of the first book, I didn't even know it was... Even though it says on the side of it that this is book 2, I never realized it was the second book until someone in my bus who was, like, a year older was like, oh, yeah, there's, like, that's the second book. And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of cool, because in that case, it's like you're kind of like, you get a prequel out of it. You're like, oh shit, time to read the prequel to this first book that I read that happened to be the second one.
I mean, like, reading it, like, I was, like, a little confused at times, but...
Don't say it out loud. You right.
I was, like, a little confused at times, but, like, I kind of mostly got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first book, though, is, like, my copy of the book is, like, shredded.
Oh, God.
Like, I've read it so many times. Like, the cover is, like, torn up.
Yeah.
But it's, like, one of my most prized possessions, and I got it signed by him.
Yeah.
I thought about getting the last book signed because it was, like, pristine. And I was like, no. This is the book. This was the book for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I think they've done, like, new covers now, too.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the old covers are just, like, so nice. I love them.
Yeah.
And like the color schemes too are like really pretty.
Yeah, I was clearing out my bookshelf upstairs because we were trying to move that out, and I was like, picking out old books to keep and what to send off. And I don't know, I had a nice copy of Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton that's sitting in there. And then I've got like the shitty like one you buy at the airport copy of The Lost World.
I have
it's,
the
like,
opposite.
super small and like yellowed pages. It was just funny to see the juxtaposition between those two. And then I've also got the Max Brooks zombie stuff. One of which you gave back.
World War Z. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I forgot I had it for so long.
Was
Until
that
I was
you gave it
moving.
the zombie survival guide, right? Or did
Yeah,
you give
I
it
didn't
World War
borrow the
Z?
book from you. I
Okay,
borrowed
yeah.
the survival. I didn't
Yeah.
know the survival guide existed.
Yeah, so now I have the survival guide, World War Z, and there was a little graphic novel that they made called like Recorded Incidents, which is like a cool sort of like alternate history on certain events, like world events from dating back to like beginning of humanity all the way up to
Oh, I think you told me about that.
1960s, and it's
Jesus was like a zombie, right?
no, definitely not what I was talking about.
Jesus is definitely the zombie, though.
I mean, technically,
The first zombie.
I guess,
sent
yeah.
from God.
But there was like a lot of cool ones. Like they talked about, what they rewrote. I think it was like a slave rebellion in Cuba, or like one of those Caribbean islands. I guess the Caribbeans.
Haiti.
Haiti, yeah.
Haiti was the first rebellion.
the big rebellion. So they had that there, and then there was like a zombie outbreak broke out.
Max Outbrooks.
Yeah. And then all the white folk either like just got off the island or bunkered up in one of the two fortresses that were there. But then it was like the plantation slaves were left out to die, but they like the virus like was something that had occurred in Africa before, so they knew what to do with like zombies to like take care of them, and so they all like because left to their own devices they banded together and they basically stopped the infection. They killed every last zombie.
I don't like this.
And then
I'm
when
glad I didn't read this.
and then when the Spanish and English ships came back, they just re-enslaved all of them. It was just like, wow,
All's
okay.
well that ends well, I guess.
Don't know if that's how I describe it, but
Not being very. If it wasn't clear, I'm being very
yeah,
sarcastic.
yeah. But I don't know. It was just like interesting to paint it in a different light like that. But
I don't know. I think I get kind of annoyed at a point when like books. Like I thought it was cool when I was younger. Like when
doing
like
alternate
in,
history stuff.
yeah, so like in Transformers, right? Like I.
Oh yeah.
So like. I mean, like, people, like, shit on the movies, which is fine. But, like, I used to, like, I liked the actual, like, Transformers themselves. Like, I had a ton of the toys.
Yeah.
I still have, like, a lot of them left, I guess. And I would watch the TV show every day after school.
Yeah.
Transformers Cybertron would come on at, like, 4, I think.
Yeah.
And I was so excited then that they were making a movie. And I was a little disappointed because my favorite Transformer was Hotshot, and he wasn't in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I think he kind of replaced Bumblebee because I didn't see Bumblebee.
I think that was the same for me. I think I knew Hotshot, and then Bumblebee came in, and I
was
think
like,
Bumblebee
excuse
was
me, what the fuck?
yeah, Bumblebee was like in the
He was the
very
original,
beginning,
yeah.
and then I think Hotshot was a more recent addition, and so that
I like-
they sort of took each other's place.
In Energon, in Transformers, Transformers Cybertron.
Yeah. To be fair, Max Brooks went on to write like Minecraft fan fiction, so you gotta.
Wait, you mean
you gotta
that's what
weigh
he
him out.
ended up doing? He didn't start with that?
No, he did not. I don't think
That's
Minecraft
the lowest
existed
ending
when he
place you could
started
reach.
writing.
Damn.
But
But basically, though, oh, okay, this is just a little
This, like-
aside, but one of the characters, like, Red, what is his name? Like, Red Alert or something? He was, like, supposed to be, like the medic.
oh yeah,
He's not
okay.
Ratchet, like another one.
Yeah.
Ratchet got replaced, too, I guess,
Sure,
with Red
okay.
Alert. And Red Alert, so in Transformers Cybertron, him and 2 other Transformers died,
Mhm.
and they got resurrected in, like, new, more powerful forms. Red Alert went from being, like, an ambulance to being, like, a nuclear missile launcher.
What?
Yeah, it was.
That's not a vehicle.
No, it's like a mobile one, like a.
To be
Like-
fair, though, I guess Megatron can turn into a gun in the original series, so
Yeah, that never made sense.
he could turn into a plane, a tank, and then just a regular old gun.
No, he could only do the plane and tank in the movie.
I thought he could turn into a gun.
No, he could only do a gun.
Oh, he only did a gun.
Made
That's
no
fucking
sense.
insane.
I liked Michael Bay's, because I did read a little bit about, like, the trivia stuff, and Michael Bay said he didn't have him turn into a gun, because they'd be like Darth Vader turning into a lightsaber, like, into his own lightsaber. So he like, had it so, like, Megatron just does not have, like, another, like, Earth vehicle kind of thing,
Mhm.
because he's just, like, that arrogant.
Yeah.
You're like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Does
I
he
liked-
not transform in?
He transforms, but he transforms into, like, just like a cyber, like an alien kind of, like...
Okay. Oh
plane.
yeah, it's like a alien kind of tank kind of thing.
That's in the
It's
second
almost-
one, I think.
Oh okay. But yeah.
Yeah, they like in the first movie though they like kind of retcon like the Hoover Dam, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, so the Hoover Dam was built to conceal
Conceal.
the Allspark, and we got all of our technology in the
It's like
modern
you're
day.
telling me during like the start of the Great Depression, like fucking Herbert Hoover was like, oh shit, we also have aliens
It was the Hoover Dam constructed during the Great Depression?
at the very beginning of it. Yeah, it was
Oh.
like the one thing that Hoover did before FDR came in and like really jump started like the workers program or whatever. The
Herbert Hoover
public
is
works
probably
projects.
was like the most hated president of all time. at
Yeah,
that
he
point.
got a. I mean, he partially because he got a shit hand, but also partially because he was a shit president.
Well, yeah, because his whole thing was like he like hands off, right? And it's like, well, like, okay, you can believe that, but you're an idiot. If,
Yeah,
like,
people are starving and dying.
Yeah,
Um,
but in that movie though, that's like the one like
Right.
one revisionist thing. And the other thing is that like Megatron, they found his body in the ice,
in the ice.
and like all of our modern technology was reverse engineered from Megatron. Like I thought it was cool back then.
Yeah,
right? And like I still don't mind it that much.
yeah.
As consecutive movies have come out though of Transformers, and they've gotten worse and worse. Like they've retconned more and more of history.
The Knights of the Round Table being like a
That
Transformers.
didn't even, the Knights of the Round Table didn't even exist, which is even better.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
But like in the second movie, it's like the beginning of mankind. Like the pyramids concealed like an energon harvester.
Yes.
Like and then like the third one,
Dark Side of the Wait, was Dark Side of the Moon the second one or the
third one.
Oh god.
And in that one, it's like, yeah, the moon missions were to get like a transformer, and they got Buzz Aldrin to show up too. And I was like, what a waste of Buzz Aldrin. But see, like, it's just like more like I don't like kind of like retconning history anymore because it's just kind of like
It's a cheap way to like incorporate. If you want to do like an alternate history thing, you should put in the work to figure out all the ramifications of the changes that you're making instead of just being like, yeah, it just is how technology was made.
I also like when there's like sort of like so like, that's one thing I like about Worm,
Mhm.
and that the author is going to disagree with me on, but I go with death of the author so he can go fuck himself. So, in Worm, instead of using like alpha, beta, gamma, so like there's multiple Earths, right? There's at least 2 Earths that
Oh,
they
God.
know about because
Great.
there's one super villain. Basically, like he was like his whole thing was like dimensions, and he tore a hole between 2 of the dimensions,
Mhm.
which was annoying.
Yeah, that is a word you could use to describe such a situation.
Yeah, they almost went to war, but then so like Earth Aleph is like more like our Earth. It's not exactly the same though because they do have some superheroes.
Yeah.
But they're pretty weak.
Yeah.
But they have a ton of nukes, right? Because it's like our Earth, and then Earth Bet, which is the one that Worm takes place on, has a fuck ton of superheroes and very few nukes. So they didn't go to war then because they were like, yeah,
But
we're
if
not gonna.
superheroes only started showing up in the 80s, why would we have so few? I guess have we just built a lot of nukes since the 80s? I thought
Maybe
we
they
stopped.
just disarmed the
Oh.
nukes. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really sure. See, but like Earth Bet though, like we know it's different. Like, I mean, like the author says it just diverged in the 80s, like when like the power started showing up, and power started showing up when this like, this like golden man kind of like appeared in the sky.
Hmm.
So like that's kind of they say like that's when the Age of Heroes started, but I think it diverges like way further back because I think just the fact that they use like the Hebrew alphabet to like label the worlds.
Yeah.
And like there's a
The
lot of
author
like
probably just did it because he thought it was cool, but like, there's history to that
yeah, and
idea, concept.
the what's it called? There's like more like Judeo-Christian like imagery, but like
Mhm.
like the fact that like Judaism is kind of like it's like kind of there underneath a lot of it.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me feel like history must have been different a bit, right? like Judaism must have become like more prominent here.
Yeah.
Also, another difference is like 9/11 never happened, but that's like modern, and it's because there were superheroes.
Superheroes, yeah.
They also use coins for like dollar bills instead of dollar bills, because there's some characters from like Earth.
Yeah, 5 years right now. That's kind of nice.
5 years?
5 viewers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is this like peak?
I mean, it's higher than normal for sure.
You're welcome, Nick.
Thank you. Yeah.
Clearly, I am the best guest. Worm is all it takes.
The worm, dude. You go on those worm tangents. You got a whole. I mean, we're already past an hour. We're at an hour 20. We should probably stop soon. But right. I do want to talk because just relating to this whole alternate history of superhero stuff. Amazon Prime just dropped a trailer for.
I haven't. I don't want to watch it.
Bro.
I don't like watching trailers.
Oh, it's so good.
Like whenever a trailer drops for like a movie that I'm interested in seeing, like a superhero stuff.
Did
let's say
9/11 happen in Marvel? I think it happened in both of them because like the comics were running at that point.
Oh god, Marvel! It was so cringy.
Oh god, what did they do?
So like it was like I don't remember it happening in DC, but I remember like the oh no, what's his name?
Spider-Man?
Alex Ross.
Oh, okay. Oh, the guy from Hulk, the Hulk general guy. But
what? No, that's Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh, okay. There's a different Ross.
Alex Ross is an artist.
Oh.
He's the highest paid comic artist like ever. He gets like 100,000 per cover or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he makes like fuck you money. He's like really 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 famous and like like iconic. He draws like he paints his covers and like he paints it instead of just drawing it.
Yeah.
And he also has made like some of the most iconic comics. Like, have you heard of Kingdom Come? Never mind, fuck you, man.
I'm not the comic guy. I'm sorry.
Okay,
but what is an 9/11?
But he made so like for like there's like a poster or like a thing he made, and it was like a poster of like like the first responders from 9/11, and then Superman is looking up at them and he says like whoa. And it's like a giant poster, and he's like kind of small in front of them.
So what they did with the COVID thing, where it's all the superheroes lining the walls and like bowing to the 3 doctors that are walking through. Have you seen that one?
No.
It sounds like a similar thing, where it's just like.
Well, see, it's just kind of like Superman, kind of like being in awe of like how.
Yeah, it's a good gesture.
It's not no one's bowing. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. What was the Marvel thing then that was so cringy?
So there's a full Marvel comic, and it was like they kind of like. Portrayed it.
I didn't hear stop it there. Yeah, I hope I'm figuring.
Yeah, they
that's
don't
what
really
explain
explain that.
Oh, they don't explain it.
I don't even know if it's like I know it's canon, just that the Twin Towers don't exist anymore or something. If they existed before, but in this one like special issue or something, it's like. Yeah, like this is the worst thing that ever happened, and you see like all the heroes kind of like helping out with the disaster, and then like it's like the villains show up too to help, and like Doctor Doom, it says like something about like even like the hardest hearts like cried a tear, and it's like Doctor Doom is a tear, and I was like, what? Doctor Doom has done way worse things than this. Like their plans are so much worse than 9/11 all the time. Like 9/11 is real, so it's like horrible, right?
Yeah.
Well, like you can't make the villains be like, oh no, when Doctor Doom like routinely tries to like blow up the world or something, It's like, can you imagine Thanos crying because of like 9/11? It's like, what? No. Like he tries to do like way worse stuff all the time.
He commits way worse genocide.
Like the Joker doesn't care about 9/11, right?
Now I'm imagining Joker and Batman working together to lift.
There actually is like there's a crossover between like Marvel and DC. I mean, there's been like a few, but this one was like the Red Skull was working with the Joker, and the Joker like
he like shoots him because he's a Nazi, right?
Yeah, he like apparently like he thought it was just like a costume or something, which is stupid in and of itself. And then he's like, "Wait, you're a real Nazi? I may be like crazy, but I'm like American crazy or something." And it's like the Joker definitely does not care about like being a Nazi or not. Like I really like one of my favorite villains is Black Manta, who's Aquaman's like nemesis.
Yeah.
I'd really recommend the New 52 Aquaman run. That's what I read, and it was so good.
Yeah.
New 52 was like a reboot of the whole DC universe. Yeah. And then Rebirth came right after, which is confusing.
New 52 was. Did people? I thought
people didn't like New 52. Aquaman was really good, but everything else kind of sucked. They like ruined Superman. Like,
I have some New 52 Superman comics. I dug those out as well.
Embarrassing, Nick.
You might have given them to me. I don't know how I got them.
No, I wouldn't give you New 52 Superman. I don't hate you.
Okay.
But New 52 Aquaman, and he was just like that's my introduction to the character
Yeah.
of Black Manta.
So what was
and he's super badass. And then so his son, you've seen Young Justice, right?
Yeah.
So you
well,
know Aqualad.
I didn't like watch, but I know of it, and I also know about the New Teen Titans because I was following that for a little bit.
I haven't seen New Teen
But he's
Titans.
in that as well, I think.
Oh
And
yeah,
his
I know
son's
that.
gay, right?
Yeah, that character was in Young Justice. They designed it for the comic, and then they never used it because of like Rebirth or something like that, right?
Mhm.
And so they just use it in the show,
Mhm.
and they introduced it to Teen Titans later.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's gay,
Yeah.
and like he's with Black Manta. So Aqualad obviously is like with
Can't stick to a beef. Then again, neither can Marvel. Yeah.
Marvel doesn't really reboot like once. It's just kind of like a continuous reboot.
It's just always rebooting.
They're
all
never
the time.
not rebooting. Like it all kind of happens, but like they just keep changing things, and like DC rebooted. Like,
Case in point,
that's a different
yeah,
topic.
yeah. Case in point, Spider-Man has been in and out of college 15 different times.
He's
over,
been
like,
an adult for
7
like a
years.
while now, but
okay.
like they. Oh, I'll get to that right after this.
We
Okay.
should probably just cut this thread. I don't know if you have any.
Well, I just
thoughts.
wanted to finish like Aquaman.
Okay,
right?
yeah,
So
that's- yeah.
Aqualad is like he was like a good guy, right?
Yeah.
And he found out he was Black Manta's son.
Yeah.
And he's with Black Manta in some kind of scenario.
Yeah.
And then like Black Manta's walking in front like angry as usual.
Yeah.
And Aqualad's like, I have something to tell you, and he's like, I'm gay, and he's like, I don't care. Like that literally does not matter to me at all. Right?
Just stop helping out fucking Aquaman, bro.
Yeah, like it literally, it's like that's like kind of what you'd expect, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like the Joker doesn't care if you're a Nazi, right? Like it just doesn't matter to him, you know?
Yeah.
Like Black Manta doesn't give a shit about like what your orientation is, right? Like he just wants to kill Aquaman.
It's just because the whole thing is that he killed his dad, right? That's what it was in the movie.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming
yeah,
it's
and
somewhat
yeah,
similar.
but it's spread out in like the
Yeah.
in the comic. So like it's like he killed. It's actually kind of cool where like Aquaman killed his dad when he was like a lot younger.
Yeah.
Because his dad was hired to kill Aquaman's dad. And then Aquaman goes to Black Manta was hired to kill Aquaman's dad.
Yeah.
And so Aquaman finds him and gets revenge, but it turned out to be his dad, not him.
Yeah.
Like when Aquaman like punched him to
Yeah.
death or something.
Yeah.
And then so Black Manta is like, "You killed my dad. I'm gonna kill you."
You killed my dad.
Even
Woogie,
though-
woogie, woogie.
He killed Aquaman's dad.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a blood for blood kind of thing.
Yeah, and like
Final
that's what's
difference.
great about like Black Manta is like he's so like he's so single-minded.
Yeah.
Like it's like he doesn't even
It sounds
care.
like similar to like Mr. Freeze, where Mr. Freeze's only drive, like he does these heinous things just so he can save his wife, and then that's
Yeah, but
if his wife, if Black Manta's dad wasn't killed by Aquaman and Mr. Freeze's wife was cured somehow, they wouldn't be villains anymore necessarily. Like,
well, he
Black
was already
Manta might
sort of
still
like
be
a villain,
mercenary.
right? He was like a hitman, I guess, because
Yeah.
like he paid someone so he could kill Aquaman's dad.
Yeah. Because Secret
But-
War is only different, something else now. Yeah.
All New, All Different wasn't really like it was like a reboot sort of, but it like wasn't like it was like a soft reboot. Like like they didn't change the timeline exactly,
Yeah.
but like a bunch of new things were kind of introduced at the same time,
yeah.
like Iron Man's new armor, which is kind of ugly. X-23 became Wolverine,
That's pretty cool.
which was sick. Yeah, I really liked her comic. The All New, All Different X-Men were like
Was that the road trip one?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like the
Yeah,
six
you told me
of the
about that
original
one.
X-Men came back from the past.
Right. Yeah.
That one was really controversial. Not like the comic itself, but because Iceman was gay now, and like the way they made so he was not gay in real life, like in like the original, right? But the young one, it's like the old young Jean Grey and young Iceman came forward, right, along
Yeah.
with young
Came forward in
Cyclops.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know it's almost 3 o'clock,
Yes,
right?
we do.
Yeah,
that.
we're about to wrap
We're
up.
wrapping up.
And Iceman, she said like, she was like Bobby, like you don't. She's like says Bobby, you don't know, and he's like, what are you talking about? Like don't know what? And she's like, you're gay.
You don't know you're gay.
And like it's just like 8 panels, like 4 going down.
Uh-huh.
Like he's on the left, and he's like, what? And she's just like acting like he should know this, right? And she read his mind so deeply, she found out he was gay, even though
He didn't
doesn't
know
know.
it.
yeah,
That's
well, like
that is advanced repression. Like.
that's really fucked up. First of all,
Yeah.
right? But also as an adult, like he's still not gay. So like it seems kind of like the worst kind of retcon.
Yeah.
Like
Like
come
if you
on,
want to
just, like-
introduce diversity, just
There
I
are
don't
other
know.
gay characters.
Yeah,
Just,
or
like,
or make him bi. How about that?
yeah,
Kinda crazy, right?
That was like really. Not even people just hated it. 'Cause
Yeah,
it was
just
so
bad.
It was like a terrible way to reveal it,
Yeah.
right? Like the way she reveals it too is like, Bobby, you're gay.
Yeah, it's not you coming out to us. I am telling you to come out right now.
I'm making you come out.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up. We are well past time, but this was a wonderful episode.
Iron Man is in a coma after Civil War 2, but I think he's back now. Doctor Doom became Iron Man for a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with that.
But thanks for watching. Hopefully gonna keep doing episodes.
Snowflake
of
and
Horsin
Co.
Around.
What is that?
Oh, there's new characters. I'll tell you after the show. I can show you it.
Oh wait, you did tell me about.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned
that
this
was we were
before.
talking about this during Weaver Day's character creation.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Probably gonna keep trying to do this when I move back up, either just online or I might just come back to Rochester to film with CSHers. We'll see. And then as far as the stream schedule, that's still up in the air. I'll provide updates on Discord as I figure out what the fuck I'm doing. But
I don't know,
thanks for
Nick. I
watching.
think you should have me on again. We got peak views.
We did get peak views. That is true. This
Coolly,
man
I'm
does
a
provide
fan
the
favorite.
views. Anyways, stay safe out there.
Bye.
And goodbye.